Hello, everyone. I just wanted to share my best and worst teamwork experiences of communication as organizing. Um, this perspective reminds us that communication doesn't move information around; it creates culture, norms, expectations, and outcomes for the team. Um, I'm going to start with recently over the weekend. There's a Rochester Fringe Fest going on here in Rochester, New York. And for those of you that don't know, what the Fringe Fest is. It's a performing arts festival that brings together theater, music, dance, comedy, visual arts across multiple vendors around here in Rochester. Um, and we got a pretty good size arts community here. Those of you that don't really know Rochester, New York, Kodak was founded here. There's a big um, performance theater scene here. Music, the Eastman School of Music, that was founded by George Eastman here in Rochester, New York, through Kodak. And we had a lot of people coordinating, performers, working the venues, handling food vendors, and managing logistics. Every week while this is going on, this will be the last week. We held meetings and updates were concise and responsibilities were clearly claimed. Excuse me. Communication created a culture of accountability and inclusivity. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk this morning. This is like my third time doing this video too, but we're just gonna roll with it. What I was gonna say is, as Ballard and Medina, I ruin these names, like trying to pronounce my last name. Explain 2018. He explained teams are made through communication that builds shared expectations, and that was clear. And how we worked. When last minute problems arose, like weather concerns, technical issues, we're heading into that kind of fall period, so there has been some rain and stuff, trying to make sure the equipment and stuff is covered with our tents outside. We shifted responsibilities to people that certain expertise. Everybody had their own like niche, and that reflects Wick and Sutcliffe call it high reliability organizing, especially practices like commitment to resilience and deference to expertise. Ugh. Um, the committee I was on, we also function strong communication networks, subgroups, for example, performers, food, and logistics. We're all interconnected. It's part of tuning. 2019 notes that dense networks like this enable collective action by ensuring the right of people get the right information. Because built into the feedback loops, holding debriefs, each major day of the festival, we continue improve consistency, which makes Jan and Keckler's description of effective team processes. So for me, the best communication didn't just help us put on the Fringe. It constituted a collective culture that made the festival run smoothly for the community. For my worst experience, I could think back to my time on the town drainage committee, where we're supposed to address drainage issues throughout the town. But communication patterns were the opposite of the Fringe. Meetings drifted into small talk. Responsibilities were vague. I think mainly because it wasn't really a paid, position. People didn't really take it seriously. I mean, it seemed like one person dominated discussions. Instead of producing clarity, our talk created like a culture of avoidance. And then go back to Ballard and Madana, 2019, that reminds us that not all groups function as teams, and this was a clear example of that failure. The network structure was a problem. Excuse me. Most of interaction flowed through one person, while others stayed silent. As Chewing 2019 explains, centralized networks can silence members and block expertise, and we ignored early warning signs, telling ourselves we'll figure it out later. I mean, people coming to meetings with issues, and there'd be a lot of yelling from local town people, just about issues that they're having in their yard or drainage issues. It's just really unorganized, and that shows the lack of what Wick and Sutcliffe 2007 call preoccupation with failure and sensitivity to operations. Without those communicative practices, we had no resilience when the deadline arrived, on some of these certain issues. We would have like bullets of what we're supposed to get through for the night, and it just seemed like we could never get through the whole thing. So just looking at, let's see. So Jan and Keckler argue that teams need coordination routines and feedback loops. We had neither. Pretty much the group was dissolved into another. People were not showing up to meetings on time, so this ended up ultimately being combined with the planning committee. And so the communication as organization perspective helps me see the experiences differently. The Rochester Fringe Festival team succeeded because communication produced culture, resilience, and effective networks. The drainage committee failed because communication created disconnection and lack of communication as a whole, and just plain not taking the committee seriously. It was something that the town tried so they could focus on different subgroups and not just one thing. You want to focus on from the ground up, and that just clearly didn't work out. Lasted about 3 years. I mean, these examples show whether a team thrives or struggles depends less on the task itself and more how members talk, listen, and organize through communication. So, other than that, I hope everybody has a good week. Thank you for listening and watching. Talk to y'all later. Bye.